Musa almost crashed his taxi when the woman in his backseat suddenly disappeared. 1 second, she was there. The next second, the seat behind him was empty. But when Musa looked into his rearview mirror again, he nearly screamed. Because the woman was still there, smiling at him, even though the backseat was completely empty. Rain hammered against the windshield as Musa struggled to breathe. For 11 years, Musa had driven taxis across Lagos at night. He had carried drunk passengers, criminals, politicians, even dead bodies once. But nothing terrified him more than the woman who entered his taxi every single night at exactly 12:13 a.m. Same white clothes. Same expression. Same destination. OP by road. And every time she entered his taxi, she disappeared before reaching it. The night Musa finally checked his backseat camera was the night he stopped driving forever. Musa preferred driving at night because the roads were freer and the money was better. Most nights, he moved endlessly through the glowing streets of Lagos, picking up passengers until sunrise. One rainy Thursday night, Musa noticed a woman standing alone beneath a flickering streetlight near a quiet bus stop. Her white clothes were stained with mud. Rain poured heavily around her, but she stood completely still. At first, Musa ignored her. Then suddenly, she appeared beside his window. He never saw her walk over. Softly, she asked, "Can you take me to OP by road?" Her voice sounded weak, almost lifeless. Musa hesitated before unlocking the door. The woman entered silently and sat in the backseat. As they drove through the wet Lagos roads, Musa tried making conversation. "You're out late." No reply. "Are you okay?" Silence. Only the sound of rain filled the car. Then halfway through the trip, Musa looked into the rearview mirror. The woman was crying. Dark tears rolled slowly down her cheeks. A cold fear crawled through Musa's chest. Minutes later, they reached OP by road. Musa parked and turned around. The backseat was empty. Completely empty. The doors were still locked. Nobody had opened them. Yet the woman was gone. That night, Musa barely slept. He convinced himself he was exhausted. But the next night, at exactly 12:13 a.m., the same woman returned. Same clothes. Same destination. OP by road. And once again, before reaching the destination, she vanished. No sound. No movement. Nothing. By the fourth night, Musa was losing his mind. He barely slept. His hands shook constantly. But curiosity became stronger than fear. So on the fifth night, he installed a small camera inside the taxi. He needed proof. That night, the woman appeared again. Musa drove silently while sweat rolled down his forehead. When they finally reached OP by road, she vanished again. Immediately, Musa parked beneath a streetlight and checked the recording. At first, everything looked normal. Then suddenly, the back door opened by itself. Nobody entered. But seconds later, the seat slowly sank downward. As if someone invisible was sitting there. Musa froze. Then slowly, a woman's face began appearing on the screen. Not entering. Not walking into frame. Appearing. Little by little. Like something forming from darkness. Musa nearly dropped the phone. Because the face did not look human. The eyes looked hollow. The smile looked twisted. The skin looked cracked. The next morning, Musa visited an old mechanic called Barber Tunde. The old man watched the recording silently before asking one question. Did she ask for OP by road? Musa's stomach tightened. Barber Tunde explained that 3 years earlier, a young woman had died after entering a taxi late at night on OP by road. The driver abandoned her after an accident and disappeared. Since then, drivers claimed they saw strange women inside empty taxis at night. Some heard crying from their backseats. Others vanished completely. Then Barber Tunde whispered, "If she keeps entering your taxi, it means she wants something from you." Fear consumed Musa completely. That night, he refused to work. He locked himself inside his apartment and switched off every light. Then exactly at 12:13 a.m., someone knocked on his door. 3 slow knocks. Musa froze. Then he heard her voice outside. Soft. Weak. Please, take me home. Then came scratching sounds across the door. Musa grabbed his phone and called the police. But before they arrived, everything became silent. Minutes later, Musa slowly opened the door. Nobody was there. But muddy footprints stretched across his floor, leading into his living room. Then Musa noticed something sitting on the table. A faded taxi receipt, dated 3 years earlier, the exact night the woman died. And written at the bottom were 4 horrifying words. "You left me there." Suddenly, the memories returned. The rain. The woman bleeding in his backseat. Her weak voice begging for help. And him abandoning her before speeding away in fear. Musa collapsed to the floor. Because the driver responsible for the woman's death had been him all along. 2 days later, Musa sold his taxi. And according to people close to him, he has never driven at night again. But many Lagos drivers still claim that at exactly 12:13 a.m., a woman dressed in white stands beside empty roads waiting for a ride. And those who stop for her are never truly alone again. If you saw a woman standing alone on an empty road at midnight, would you stop for her? Comment below. And subscribe for more terrifying African mystery stories.